Hi students, welcome to second year commerce class. We are in the lesson Principles of Management. In our previous classes, we have learnt about nature, objectives and characteristics of management. In this class, we are going to learn about significance or importance of management. One thing you have to understand, if you know the importance of any particular concept, then you will understand why you have to learn that, why you have to adapt that concept, why you have to induce that knowledge. Okay. Nowadays you see every organization is giving lot of importance for management. Okay. You see even the students who are studying the management studies like MBA from various business schools and IIMs. Last year during your classes I might have told you, Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, okay, Kolkata. From these colleges, when the students are completing their MBA, Business Administration, international level companies are paying them lakhs of rupees as monthly salary. Their package is around 80 lakhs, 1 crore 20 lakhs. That means per month they are paid easily 5 to 6 lakhs. Where from a normal business school, normal college, if you complete your MBA, you don't get 50,000 okay, per month. There you are given 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs salary by a multinational company or giant international companies for a management training. So with this you can understand, even you take the chief executive officers like Satya Nadella, Sundar Pichai, Shivanadar are paid crores of rupees as remuneration for their services to the respective organizations. Why? Why these people are paid that many crores as salary? Overall remuneration is combined around 500 crores plus for Satya Nadella. Okay, because they play a very, very important role in achieving the success of the organization. So here it is not like the individual person by virtue of his personality is gaining the profits. These people are earning profits for their companies by virtue of their management skills, by their knowledge in the field of management. So when individual people with high level skills of management are leading the company, naturally the company will flourish, company will earn profits. So that is the reason you can see Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, has handed over the reins of the company to Satya Nadella, because he found that Satya Nadella is a very good management person. He can manage the business affairs very well. So he has handed over all the activities and leadership of the company to Satya Nadella. So here you can understand, once you possess the managerial skills, so you will play an important role in the success of such business enterprise or organization. Clear? Many times we see if the school principal is good or the college principal is good, definitely will get very good result, because they are able to manage the activities in such a manner. They counsel the students well, they see that all the students attend the classes, lecturers complete, teachers complete the syllabus on time, they revise, okay, conduct the examinations in a suitable and timely manner. So that is the success depends upon the principal. Even that means he has got the ability to take the team with him. So he has got the ability to assign the task. So here it is not the contribution of individual person. It may be the contribution of all members, but the credit goes to the management techniques adopted by that person. Okay, he is not a jadugar. Just by doing some mantra, he is not earning profit. So it is the ability, the success of management. It is the science as well as art. The other day we have discussed about that. Management is the nature of science as well as art. So management is playing a very, very important role in achieving very good result. So that is the reason every company, small or big, is adopting the management techniques, and it is appointing, recruiting so many experts in the field of management. They are having exclusive managers for each and every department, like purchase manager, sales manager, finance manager, accounts manager, then chief executive officer. So from traditional system to dynamic management system, we have changed because it is required nowadays. So what is the importance of management? Why do the companies are adopting to the modern management systems? Why they are spending some lakhs, crores of rupees on management? What you are going to achieve with the help of good management in your organization, that we can understand by going through these points that we are going to discuss here. Significance or importance of management. Significance or importance of management may be given for 10 marks. The first one, changing society and scientific development. Changing society and scientific development. What do you mean by this? Many times I told you that society is not stable always. Every day we see so many changes in society with respect to tastes and preferences of customers, with respect to habits and customs of consumers. Traditions are changing, environmental factors are there. So, consumers are not willing to buy the same product over a period of time. Consumers are not ready to take the same old service. They require modern services, modified products. Their expectations have changed. Okay. For example, before 2019, by June 2019, none of us have expected online classes at intermediate. Sometime it was like a dream, like when we used to see that there is a Zoom meeting or online class concept in business schools, like a professor from IIM Ahmedabad will teach the students of Gachibowli business schools. So this we were just reading in newspapers, maybe in movies, it was happening. Skype communication, Google Meet, WebEx meeting, Zoom classes, all these were seen just like a glimpse, but today it has become reality. So now because of this COVID pandemic, all the colleges have to adopt this online system, schools and colleges, including universities. So now this is what called as changing society. We don't know due to which factor we have to change. So now, if you have to face the challenges, if you have to face the change in the society, if you have to address the requirements of the customers, you require proper management. If management is ordinary, you cannot tackle the changes in society. You cannot meet the requirements of the consumers. Then ultimately that leads to your failure. Apart from that, scientific development is going on, or it is occurring in a rapid manner. What is the result of scientific development? Development of new technology. Day by day, new technology is arriving into the market. So if you have to manage the new technology, if you have to adapt to the new technology, you should require proper management system in your organization. With the traditional management techniques, with ordinary people, with unskilled people, you cannot manage the advanced, sophisticated technology. Okay? And without adopting this new technology, you cannot manufacture the required goods for the present situation, or say you cannot meet the requirements of the present day consumers. You cannot convince consumers with the age old product. ओल्ड मॉडल प्रोडक्ट से आप कस्टमर को कन्विंस नहीं कर सकते. लाइक व्हेन ए कस्टमर इज रिक्वायरिंग, कस्टमर डिमांड्स ए स्मार्टफोन विथ एंड्रॉयड, I can't convince him with a normal ordinary phone without internet. Okay, your requirement is something and I produce something, so that is not going to match. So simply I have to shut down my business. So that is the reason we require a dynamic management system in order to meet this changing society and developing technology. Then helps in achieving group goals. Okay, this is very much required. Group goals means every individual will have their own goal in an organization. Like I would like to attain better position, someone likes to earn more money, someone likes reputation in the market, someone would like to show his talent. Like that, individually we all will have our own goals. So if you have the better management, what we do is we convert all the individual goals into the organization goal. We'll see that ultimately the organization wins, ultimately the organization earns profits. So as we have discussed in the previous class that management is a group activity, it is not an individual activity. So you are managing the group and we will aggregate, we will combine the efforts of all the individuals in our group, and we see that overall our organization achieves success. Then management helps in improving the quality of life of people. What is the relation between management and life of the people? How come the management is going to change the life of the people? What is quality of life? In economics you might have learnt quality life index. Have you gone through that? So many indexes are there in your economics. Human development index, physical quality life index. Okay. How do we measure that? So quality of life, physical quality of life index means it is measured by the opportunities what we have. Education system, the commodities what we are using, the facilities we are enjoying, that decides our quality of life. Okay, there in economics you learn about death rate, but here in management we understand quality of life or say standard of life based on the type of commodities and the luxuries an individual person is enjoying. So generally the standard of life of the population, quality of the life of the people will improve when they get quality goods at reasonable prices. When infrastructure develops, proper communication system. Nowadays you see a decade back, maybe in 1990, not 1990, sorry, 2010, 2005, smartphone was a luxurious commodity. Okay, someone used to like see, he is using smartphone, WhatsApp, something was dream. Photos from here to America we can send within seconds. How? It is a miracle. In America it happens like this. They are speaking over phone. In America when someone calls, rings the bell outside the door, you can see on your mobile. Like this, we used to listen like stories. But today it has become reality. Now the smartphone has become a ordinary commodity. Nowadays, a person who is rich when he is not having the smartphone. All the vegetable vendors, even the what we say is normal ordinary people, they are using this because the rate is down. The phone which was around 25,000 a decade back now has become 5,000. How this has become cheaper? Because of the efforts of the management. Okay, so when you produce goods at reasonable rate and you provide the better quality goods, automatically the standard of the people will improve. Then it helps in facing competition. As you know, almost every class I used to tell you what level of competition we are facing with various statistics. Apart from employment opportunities, in the normal field also, every day hundreds of companies will launch various products. So there is no guarantee for everyone, including the topmost company of the world also has no guarantee for their sales, no guarantee for their profits. Every day they have to struggle. It is struggle for survival. Okay. So you require a lot of experienced management system so that you will frame various strategies to tackle the competition. Otherwise, your competitor will snatch your market share. That's it. Suppose we are managing a college over here, nearby one more college is established. That is called competition. So if you have to face that competition means to retain your strength, to improve your strength, your management should be strong. If you follow the same old ordinary methods and you sit like anything, so others will take away your strength. So one fine day you have to close. So that is why in order to face the competition, you require dynamic management system. Then it helps in solving labor problems. So as part of management, nowadays we see that numerous labor problems are there. Sometimes labor asks for better working conditions. Sometimes they demand higher wages. Sometimes they demand higher position. So you have to balance your financial resources as well as the requirements of the labor. Last academic year we have seen RTC employees were on strike. One hand the RTC management was struggling for finance, they did not have money. On the other hand, employees were demanding the higher salaries. So what happened? The strike went on for 30-40 days. Later on, due to some discussions, again the employees joined the organization. Like this, we face so many problems, not only in RTC, in various companies where hundreds of workers are there, laborers will be creating various problems. Sometimes they are not skilled, they are not enough matured, they don't understand your position. So you have to convince them. So if you have to convince the labor and you see that labor are working according to the organizational requirements, you have to apply proper management systems. That is the reason you see nowadays in every company we have got a developed human resource department. HR manager is required for every firm. Always that is the reason even in future also if you go for any interview, you have to meet first HR manager, human resource manager. So they are very skilled people. They will understand the industrial problems, labor problems, and they try to resolve. Then it helps in accomplishment of organizational objectives. So generally what is the organization objectives? Organizational objectives are earning profits. As the other day we have discussed it. Maximizing your share in the market, achieving high level efficiency, maximization of your production. So when you have got better management, that will help you to achieve that. Next, provides stability in society by modifying the resources. This is very, very important. Modification means badalna. You need to change. For example, you take labor. Normally you have got lot of population in India, but most of the labor are unskilled. Most of even the educated people are not having the practical experience for jobs. They do not have practical knowledge. So what you have to do? You have to modify the available resource. Unless you modify the available resource, it cannot be used. You see, what is a resource? A resource is something which can produce. A resource is that particular item, a person or any unit which has got the ability to give some output is called as a resource. See, I am a resource as long as I can teach commerce. If I am able to do something, if I am able to write some accounts, if I am able to teach a particular subject, then I am a able human resource. If I am idle, I don't know how to teach commerce. See, for example, now it is a requirement of online classes. I am a lecturer. Suppose imagine, I don't know how to take online class. Am I useful as a resource to the college? No. That means whatever the salary paid to me will become idle. It is waste expenditure. At the same time, if I am not trained, if I don't know how to teach online classes, so not only expenditure, as a resource I am waste. So what the management has to do? It has to modify me, it has to train me how to take online classes. They have to teach me technology. Then I can help you. I can take classes, I can teach the subject. So this is what called as modification. Okay, changing the methods of production, improving the skills of the laborers. Then any resource, whether it is land, capital, or human resources, you have to improve their skills, you have to train them so that they can be applied in a multi-purpose manner. Then, management strikes proper balance among various factors of production. As you all know, various factors of production means land, labor, capital, and organization. If you do not have balance between these things, output cannot be achieved. Okay, you cannot produce goods. For example, you see, you have appointed 100 laborers, but you do not have sufficient raw material. What you are going to do? Imagine you have got machinery and material, but laborers are not there. Are you able to produce? So, between these factors of production, you have to balance. That balancing is done by the management by virtue of their experience and their planning and their strategies. Then, management provides maximum utilization of scarce resources. This is very, very important one. Many times I told you that the entire world is facing the problem of scarcity of resources. Again, the resource, land, money, raw material, water, all these scarce resources are very scarce. So, you have to utilize them in a proper manner. So, maximum utilization, optimum utilization of resources in economics also you will learn. So, it can be done only when you know how to use. For example, you got a certain land area, you want to construct a house. So, if you plan individually where you do not have any engineering knowledge, you are not a civil engineer, you are not an architect, and you plan and you construct a house, so you will be wasting lot of space. At the same time, if you approach the architect, so he will give you a plan in such a manner that the total space is utilized, you will get more comforts with less expenditure. I hope you understood my example. Clear? So, this management, by having their specialized knowledge in various fields, they know how to utilize the resources. So, with minimum resources, they try to give maximum output. Then, management helps an organization to survive in its dynamic environment. As I told you many times, as you are, say when you are playing cricket, there will be fielders all around you to catch you and to get you out. Similarly, in organization, also you take. I hope some of you may be knowing playing chess. So when you are making a move, so your opponent will be looking where you are going to do the mistake and how to capture your coin. Similarly, in the environment, in the society, in the market, your competitors will be observing you, how to capture your share, how to remove you from the market. So unless you have got expert people in your organization, you cannot deal with the dynamic environment. Okay, with ordinary management skills, sometimes you may commit mistakes, so that may leads to your disaster. Clear? So this is the importance of management, significance of management. In our next class, we will be learning about principles of management.